I had to run me back. I feel like walking through the valley, shadow of death. Like walking through the shadow of the death. Like walking through the valley, shadow of death. Like walking through the valley, shadow of death, yeah. I like to walk through, through the pain, I have to, I have to, walk through, bullshit, I have to walk through the valley, shadow of the death. Oh shit, I wanna give a part again. Oh shit, it's steady in my head, talking about the same old thing, telling me, like fear, I don't wanna tell you, you can't stop me, and you have to live a fucking dream. Oh shit, that shit, it can't be true. I'd rather walk through the pain away. I'd rather pick my brain away. I said I'm talking about the negative shit. She said he's trying to step over me. Oh yeah, walk all over me. No. I'm sitting here, thinking about my life sometimes, way. I said he's trying to build it, and I'm talking about my career. I wanna walk through the pain. Body don't even know my name. That's how I felt growing up. I'm about to get my money up. Oh shit, I wanna get a big crib. For my kids, oh shit. They need me, yo. She can't stop, believe. Yeah. I know what's up, but we can't no stop. No. Art is perfect. I'm the only ones that can't get through the struggle. I know it's tough, shit. We got the red blood up. Believing in yourself. No, people right there got us talking about the fucking negative shit. We don't wanna be a part of it. Don't wanna be around. I gotta walk through the village. I don't wanna die. So I can see the bright side to my life. Yeah. Yo, what is good? For those who don't know who I am, my name is Marquise Deshawn, aka DBG. So today we are going to be talking about self-love, talking about obviously the favorite thing I like to say in my past videos and my other YouTube channels is we were created to create. And what do I mean by that? I can tell you right now. What I mean by that, we were created to create. What does that mean to you? We were created to create? Can somebody tell me what that means? My fault, y'all. We were created to create. Let me just say this. Everybody in this world, matter of fact, I don't want to say world, everybody in the planet that we live on, obviously, there's a balance. There has to be a balance. And there's one thing that I've been looking into for quite a long time now, yo. For a very long time, a very, very long time, I've been looking into it, doing my own research and watching other people's videos, talking about certain things and TV shows, movies, because a certain mind can understand and grasp and question about what's going on in reality, what's going on, like why is this that, or why does this look like that? Why do we, just questioning certain things that's going on. And if you think like that, most people will say, we call someone like that, the chosen one. Because really, there's more than one chosen one. Because we were all created to create, but it all depends on what you want to do with yourself. What do you want to do to accomplish a certain thing? What do you want? What do you want to do? Because I get up every single day. I tell myself I'm gonna have a okay. Matter of fact, let me put it this way: if I decide to get up and I'm choosing, because remember we have a choice. We were created to create. We have a choice every single day. We have a choice. If I decide I want to get up the next day and I'm gonna go be mean and fucking cause a fire or break into a building or just do anything, I'm deciding I am choosing to do that. Nobody's telling me to fucking do that. I'm telling myself. Now when I do that, like say for example, if I decide I want to do that, say the next day after that, the next day I'm just gonna choose to just be nice and be positive and want to give money out, give whoever just we have a choice every single day. We have a choice. We were created to create for a reason. Okay? And when I say that, think of a balance. The true people, the true chosen people understand this. The real people understand this and what the fuck is going on in this world. And some people don't want to accept that. Just like some people don't want to accept who certain somebody is, Just like for me example, for those who don't know I can't even talk right now. For those who don't know who I am, I grew up in a crazy life. Growing up as a little kid since the day I was born. And I've always questioned even when I was a little kid, I would always question like, damn, why am I getting picked on? Slash obviously why am I being bullied? It can be friends, family, don't matter who it is. It can be your cousin, your aunt, your uncle. It could be anybody. There's a reason why. There's a big purpose. The reason why somebody goes through the things that they go through. And it took me a long time to understand, to grasp, and why the things I went through for a reason. Even though there's gonna be days I'm gonna stressed out and not want to do nothing because I would constantly think about the past. I would constantly think about the things that had happened to me. And the thing is, I realized that nobody is in my way. I'm allowing, like I said, I choose without even realizing, choosing to realize, damn, I'm allowing myself to let somebody stop by really putting a fucking wall in front of me so I can't get through. I'm allowing that because I can choose to get myself out of that situation. And also being at that age and not realizing and not having that guidance, when I say guidance, that teacher, just like any chosen one, if you think about this like when we watch a movie, because I mentioned this quite a few times in my last videos, if we talk about, say we talk about like certain movies or TV shows and you like question like, damn, that feels real. I feel like that can really be like, that's real, yo. That, that feels like that could be me. Like you watch a TV show when you watch a movie, excuse me, if you watch a TV show, like for example, I grew up watching a lot of like old movies, like the 80s and 90s movies. I would literally question that shit. I would literally question that. I would literally question that. Like Back to the Future movie, Superman, Batman movies, the Flash movie, the Flash TV shows, Spider Man stuff, like all those multi universes, Neo, The Matrix, all those futuristic movies, yo, they literally talk about certain things. Or they don't talk about, but they show a lot of hidden messages. And then when you really sit back and think about it, because like I said, when we were kids, we didn't really think about that kind of stuff. Think about that. Because ready, just like with King Arthur, excuse me, before King Arthur was even King Arthur, he used to get picked on, he used to get laughed at, you know, He didn't have confidence in himself. You see, think about that. Now put yourself in that same position. Put yourself in that same position. Why were you going through those things? Right? Now, if you watch that, because King Arthur says a lot too as well. If you watch that and you really think back, like you put it into perspective into your life right now, think about this. He had Merlin. Merlin's a wizard, right? Somebody went to Merlin, right? Because all the chaos that was happening in the world and there was no balance at all. There's a lot of evil things going on in the world, right? Now, Merlin, somebody went to him in his dream, his vision, went to him and told him there is somebody out there, right? The chosen one, the chosen one. Somebody is out there. You need to go search and find him and to let him know who he is. Because you ready? Because I guarantee you, King Arthur, before he became king, he probably would obviously he would have self doubt. He didn't believe in himself, right? He didn't believe in himself. He didn't have confidence. He would question like, because the more he kept being put down, the more he kept thinking about himself, the same way people would say the things about him. But next thing you know, the wizard, King Arthur, no, not King Arthur, Merlin comes along and tries to look for him. And then when he met him, he told him who he was. He told him who he was, right? He kept telling him, even though Arthur kept saying, no, what are you talking about? No, that's not true. You're a crazy old man. You don't know what you're talking about. Like, why? Because he was constantly being told the negative. He was constantly being told the world that we live in, the stuff like dragons and all that stuff, and there's no such thing as magic and all that. He didn't believe that stuff because everybody else would tell him that. His eyes weren't open. He probably questioned it, but he didn't question it as much. You see? Now, like I said, take that and put it into your perspective. The same exact thing. Same thing with me. Because it took me a long time to come to a realization. Even now, today, I'm still learning about who I am as an individual. And like I said, I look at that like with that old TV show cartoon at the time. Try to put that perspective into my shoes, and it makes a lot of sense, and like I was saying with him is that he he didn't realize who he was, his full true potential, because every person you can think of in this world, maybe some, not every single person, but the majority of them have somebody in their corner, have a guidance, right? To teach them who they are, to remind them who they are as an individual by giving them confidence and teaching them things and telling them things about themselves that they need to hear. Because when you're positive, you give that confidence, that positive to yourself. You're feeding positive. You're fueling that tank that we need. And a lot of us in this world, we don't have that. We don't have that until eventually, who knows, maybe, because let me see. Merlin, started off as obviously he was young, and I guarantee you, he didn't realize he had all the stuff that he had. I'm pretty sure he had some of that as well. And somebody taught him, who he was and what he was capable of. And same thing. See, this is the thing, guys. When we put positive into the world, or give positive to somebody else, and we let them know, even though someone has self doubt, but we're still continuously putting that positive aspect into their lives. So the more we keep thinking positive, the more we tell something to someone positive, it goes a very long way. It may take somebody a certain long time, because I'm sure Merlin with him, it took him a long time to realize. It took him a minute to realize this. Because you ready? Because he didn't feel like one him, because he obviously was a wizard, and he had white hair, a long beard, like a wizard. And it probably took him a long time to find somebody else, right? It probably took him a long time to find Arthur. Hold on.